All right, picked up this big block 460 Ford and a C6 transmission and transfer case. I needed the transmission for the wife's Bronco. I wanted to find out if this motor would fire. It came with everything, all the pulleys, everything, accessories, all the wiring. So I did what I would do in a Chevy. Well, on a Chevy, you hook the power to the distributor. I hooked the power to the coil on this old engine, and then I just put power to the starter with some gas in the carb. Couldn't get it to fire, so started doing a little bit of research. Turns out the Ford engines have an ignition module called duraspark. There's 3 plug ignition modules. There's 2 plug ignition modules. I had no idea what year this engine was or what ignition module it would take. There was 3-4 plugs on the end of the engine harness, and I didn't know what the heck was what, so just started digging, found a few videos on the internet which kind of helped me out, and then went to the auto wrecker, got myself a few different ignition modules, and voila, got her to fire. So this is going to be a video on kind of how to get your Ford engine fired, either on a stand, on the ground, whatever, in a swap project, who knows. But yeah, that's what's going to be with the duraspark setup. So I don't know if I'm 100% correct in this way of wiring it. It's going to allow it to run for a long period of time, being reliable. I don't know, but it gets it fired, lets you know the thing runs. So yeah. Went to the wrecker. He had a bunch of these old ignition modules laying around, so I got 3 of them, 3 for $40, can't complain. This is a 2-wire with the blue. It's got a 4 and a 2. This is also a 2-wire, or 2-plug, I guess, with the blue. It's a little bit different, probably the same, but 2, 4. This is a 3-wire. Or 3-plug. It's got a 3, 2, and a 4. That one still got the piece of fender on it, but this one had the yellow. Well, picked up this 460 C6 and I think a Borg Warner transfer case the other day. Pretty decent deal. The heads are D3 VE A2A. The block is, it's a D1 VE 6015 A2. Looks like there might have been A2B or something in there behind it, but it's not clear. Plugs I got, that round one for sure goes to the ignition module. These ones I'm not sure. Comes back, splits. Part of it goes to the distributor. Like a little bit of it goes to the coil. It's a mess. I'm gonna pull all the tape off and decipher this whole wiring harness, but this one goes back here. Looks like the red is going to some sort of sending unit there. And then something to the vacuum. 460. I wish this said the year on it. Possibly it did and it's worn off, but yeah. Well, here we go. Regulations applicable to 76 model year. Okay, so this might be a 76. Probably be the 2-wire ignition module, which is what I was thinking. Although they told me this motor came out of an 82, 83 1-ton, but you never know what people swap things into. This will be the alternator regulator system box sort of deal. You can see it says motorcraft on it, barely. So Took the fan off, took the belts off, less stuff to spin when you're starting this thing on the ground, and it's a little safer if it rolls over, at least it won't bend the fan. Plugged as many vacuum lines as I could find. Just, there's a couple down there on a little port. Just had tape, so that's all I did. Just taped off those. There's one from the transmission. Right there goes to the brake booster. Plugged off all the vacuum lines. I have a positive right there. Positive of the coil. I just went off this plug, made a little wire. Jumped to the ignition box. Connected to the, cut the plug off, connected to the red and the white. This is going to go to the positive on my battery. I'm just going to use my truck. When I'm ready, I'll hook that up. I will ground the engine with this guy. Positive to the starter, negative to the ground, which is on the engine. Up here, negative, ground, positive. Gonna tap it on there to get the starter to go. When I'm ready, I'll hook this up, which goes to the ignition module, red and white wires. I am going to connect it to there. Just gonna bypass the solenoid and all that because it's wired into a bunch of stuff related to the alternator, which I also took that belt off, but bolted the pulley back on. And I will dump a little bit of gas in the carb, and once this ignition module's powered up, hopefully I'll get spark. I just hooked it up to this. There's a plug on this one, which I don't know what it's for. I just got it hooked up to this, and these go 4 wires. 3 of them connect to this plug, change colors, and go to the distributor. The green wire continues on to the negative of the coil. This little capacitor or condenser, I forget what the name it is. I looked and looked and tried to see exactly what side it gets hooked to. I think it's some sort of dampener for spark or interference or something, I don't know. I thought it would go to that, probably via this plug is what I was thinking, but I couldn't find anything, so I'm gonna try and fire it without it and see what happens. I also don't know if this is in gear or what, so make sure you don't got nothing around the drive shaft yokes or transfer case there, catch on anything and tear shit up or whip it around. But I should be able to shut this thing off pretty fast if I hear it fire. I did turn this engine over before, after putting a little bit of 2-stroke oil in each cylinder just to pre-lube it. I don't know how long it was sitting. Dump a bit of gas and all 4 barrels. Maybe I'll close the choke. Close the choke. Fire up my truck for power. I will now hook up the ignition module. And see if it fires. Holy shit! First turnover. Maybe a little much gas. If I have to kill this engine, I'll rip that ignition module positive off of there. Just quick. Just want to hear it fire one more time. Wow, she runs pretty good. Not even any smoke after putting that 2-stroke oil in there. Pretty fucking good. Now what do we say? We give her a little throttle with the beer can here. See what she really sounds like when she's fired up. baby. Okay, that ain't gonna work. I propped open the throttle a little bit. If I had my buddy here, he could run the throttle for me, but he can't, so I opened her up a bit. Let's see what this thing sounds like. Revs a little bit. Not bad. Poke a little hole in there. Oh yeah. Fuel injection. Okay. One man show here. Oh yeah, I got her fucking wide open right now. We don't need that right now. Yeah. Oh yeah. She's a runner. Give her some fuel. Well, I've had my fun. It's a runner. If I had a buddy here, flange something up and actually get this thing idling around here and putting around. Who knows what oil's in it. I topped it up with just the shit I had. But well, I'm a Chevy guy trying to figure out fucking Ford. Did pretty good. And I was helped by a few internet videos. Ooh, this ignition module's getting warm. But yeah, like I said, helped by a few other YouTube videos, but figured I'd make my own and see if I can't get this 460 fired on the ground, and I did. So the guy wasn't lying, it was a runner. He just didn't include the ignition module, so I didn't know what the hell to do. Being a Chevy guy, I didn't even know these things had that. And then who knows what fucking wires. There's three plugs, 4 plugs, or 3 plugs, 2 plugs. But I got it figured out right.